Sparks Comics here, ready to give you guys a review of Two Moons #1. Stay tuned for that. First, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's get that intro. Welcome back, everybody. Here we go. Let's get into this. Let's talk about Two Moons #1. This is from Image Comics. We have the writer John Arcudi, artist Valerio Giangiordano. I am sorry if I just butchered that. Colors by Dave Stewart and letters by Michael Heisler. So this story is set in the time of Civil War, and so something that really drew me to this is I really loved learning about Civil War history, especially Lincoln. Like, I even bought this biography of Lincoln from Doris Kearns Goodwin. I haven't finished reading this, but I have started reading it. It's been a little bit. I got to get back to reading that. But that time period was pretty interesting. Lots of things going on. And so knowing that we were going to have a horror comic set in that time period really piqued my interest, because that is just an area we've not seen in comics. So right off the bat, this comic got my attention because of the historical period that we're talking about here. And so with that, this cover right here for #1 is really cool. I really dig the art on it. We've got our main character on the cover. And you know, he's a Union soldier, but he's got a Native American heritage, and so he is he's kind of getting haunted by these spirits. Something supernatural's going on, and you know, he's fighting with the people in the Union Army. He makes a run to kind of like a hospital, not really a hospital though, just an infirmary kind of area for soldiers. Meets a person who's supposed to be his grandfather, but maybe not really his grandfather, but essentially visiting him and telling him, you know, to, I don't know. It's very mysterious what he's trying to tell him. He's telling them iron, only iron. And he's not sure what that means. And so he's really, after this, starts to notice, you know, people aren't just people. He notices kind of some monstrous tendencies of them. And in that's kind of the supernatural element that we're getting from this, guiding him to make some decisions on what he's doing. Here's the cover B for Two Moons #1. I am about to, I know I've said this, I'm done with store variants, but there is a really cool store variant from Sanctum Sanctorum Comics by Virgil, who did a lot of those Marvel covers. That is just stunning. I'm about to put the order in for that. I really like this comic. So I gave you a little bit of a rundown what's going on. We see some action between the Union and the Confederacy. We really see that one of his commanding officers is not a very good person, and so some of, you know, the whole thing about the war and its effects is really seen in his conversations with the nurse in the infirmary. She's an immigrant herself, and came to America to have a new life, new experience, and then she's confused by everything that's going on, because this is not what she expected to find in America. And so now she's not really fighting for a side, but she's trying to help the people who are getting affected by this war. And the quote that I really like is, she says, "Our young boys cut down by secessionist trash." And he responds, Two Moon responds, "And their boys by ours, ma'am." And she just has this moment of disbelief. I can't believe that the union is righteous and 'tis a holy mission they're about. So she's kind of bought into this because this is where she moved to. This is what, she believes in the country that she has moved to live here, and it's kind of this shocking moment. And I really enjoyed that exchange there, because it really showed that both sides really, they felt that they had the righteous path, and that what they were doing was the right thing to do. And so hearing that their side was doing something that was very morally not good, especially because she's the one having to patch these people up. They've got, they've got in them wounds filled with nails, gears, like all kinds of different things. And so it was a really cool moment. I do hope we see more of their exchange, more interaction between them. But the horror element comes in kind of a little bit here and there for this one. It's not prevalent throughout, like something's killing the children. I think it might become more prevalent as we go on, but for right now, it's not a prevalent aspect. But the art on this is incredible. So I'm going to show you something. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but I have to show you what this art looks like because it's just crazy good horror art here. So here we go. There he is in all his glory. Really, really cool art. So I think this is really cool. It leaves us a little bit on a cliffhanger, and so I'm not going to spoil that. But also in the back, tells a little bit about why this story came to be, and I thought that was a very nice touch in this book. A book that we're looking to see Native Americans and what was going on during the Civil War, and in a portrayal that's not glamorized, or not kind of pigeonholed into the usual depiction of Native Americans. And so from that perspective, I really enjoyed this book. The cover art, I like to give scores, but again, no matter what I score it, I'm recommending this book. Cover art, 9 out of 10. Okay, I'll give it 8 out of 10. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Interior art, though, 9 out of 10. Story is a solid 9 out of 10. The characters, I'm giving 8 out of 10. I have a feeling as we go on, we learn more about them. That's going to increase. And I think the nurse and Two Moons, we're going to see, obviously Two Moons, we're going to see a lot more of. But I think we're going to see more of the nurse and that story, because we're seeing this immigrant also during that time period where we know about, the people that have lived in the South, the people who lived in the North. But what about the people that had just moved into the country and now they're thrown into this Civil War? So I think hearing that perspective, hearing the perspective from Native Americans, and it's just all really good writing. And so I'm giving this overall 9 out of 10. The end piece where he talks about the why this book came to be, I really appreciated the fact that they said, this is not meant to be a depiction of every Native American. This is a depiction of this one particular Native American. And so they're not trying to stereotype. They're not trying to do any of that stuff. And it was really cool how they ended up putting the story together. And so I recommend you check this out if you haven't already. Two Moons, #1, Image Comics. Again, Arcudi on the story. Again, I'm going to say this really poorly. Giangiordano, I said it better the first time. Dono, Stewart, and Heisler put this comic together. So go check it out. Let me know what you thought of Two Moons if you've read it. If you haven't read it, again, go check it out. Even if you buy a digital copy and read it that way. it's worth the read. So thank you guys for watching. As always, collect what you love, and I'll see you next time.